Hello everyone, this is a live stream with me, Okane here. So as usual we'll wait a few minutes for everyone to join. Please also watch the previous videos. We'll wait one more minute before we start. Please let me know in the chat if you're there, so I know that we can begin. Just say hello. Just type hello in the chat, YouTube chat, and we can start. For those of you who are not watching this live, this is a live session, and if you didn't have the time to join, you can watch this now offline. Okay guys, I will wait one more minute and then we'll start. You can change the quality, set the settings to 720 HD so you can see the charts clearly. Okay guys, say something in the chat. I typed hello. Say that you're here and then we can start. Okay guys, we'll just begin. I think everyone, if you are on YouTube, please type on YouTube so I can see, because I'm only looking at the YouTube chat now. There is a YouTube chat where you're looking, you can type there. There is a chat screen, live chat screen on YouTube. Use it to ask questions. I'm not looking at the Skype anymore. So if you have any questions, type them on the YouTube chat so I can see, and also say hello so I know who is watching. I know your level of understanding. So just type something in the on the chat so I know who is watching. Okay guys, so I'm going to talk about EURUSD mostly, but I also want to do a short touch base back on the pitchforks, Andrew's pitchfork I talked about before last time, and I'm just going to show you how they look like now, if the lines were good, which of the assets that were good or not. So a few weeks ago I did a video. If you haven't seen it, you can watch it. Just go to our YouTube channel, which you are at now, and just type Andrew's pitchfork or just pitchfork and it will show up. So I talked about the tool. You can find it in the in MetaTrader under Insert, Andrew's pitchfork, and I drew that on different charts, and we'll go one by one and take a look how they look like still after a couple of weeks. So here's the USD JPY. As you can see, here's the Andrew's pitchfork, and I also added one more parallel line before, and you can see price is still reacting to the pitchfork. When I drew these lines, it was here at this moment, and it acted as support, resistance, got out, and then came back in, and then acted as support here, resistance, support, resistance, and now resistance again. So clearly the pitchfork was well drawn on the USD JPY and works well, fits well to the charts. So let's see the next asset, GBP USD. So as we can see, the GBP USD keeps coming out of the pitchfork. We might need to readapt and draw another one based on another level, or just add parallel lines, but I think it would be wiser to draw the GBP USD downways like this line instead. So the USD JPY was the best working one. The GBP USD, as I said again, you might want to turn it around based on these tops here instead, and this seems to be working much better. For example, if you would put it something like this, it's important that you have at least 2-3 touches over there, so this could work out better. And the next is Aussie and Kiwi. As you can see, I added a fourth line, and price is coming back inside. I don't know if it's gonna come back to the pitchfork, to the middle of the pitchfork or not, but right now it's breaking the line, coming back inside, or maybe it will act as resistance and fall. So again, the USD JPY was the best one, still inside, looks good. Again, if you haven't watched the video about Andrew's pitchfork and how to use it, I've already explained it in a previous video. Just search for Andrew's pitchfork in our channel and you will find it. Take a look at it. So one more time, if you are watching the live stream right now, please type in the chat, on the YouTube chat, just say something so I know who's watching, and so I know the level, how much you know and how much you don't. Okay, so let's begin with EURUSD. As you can see, I have some lines here. I will explain each of them in a moment because I drew them today on this chart just to show you the resistance and support levels that I like. So I started by going to the monthly chart and zooming in, and we can see immediately we have some tops here, some candle wicks. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have good resistance here. So the first line, the red line, let me make it slightly bigger so you can see. So the red line is at 1.1467. Okay, the red line is a resistance based on the monthly and the weekly chart. You can see the weekly chart here. It's much clearer. You can see the resistance here, and the big drop here, the big drop here earlier, and here. So this line is pretty strong. And on a daily, you can also see it much clearer. You can see where exactly it touched. and also before. And something else we also see is the next line here, which is also resistance right now. It's at 112.94. So let's take a look at this line. This one was based on daily and the 4-hour time frame. You see this here, the wick, and it was support, resistance, and you can go further back, but no need. You can also see this on the daily as well, the drop here. So 4-hour and the 1-hour also shows you this line. So that was the 112.94. So the two first lines, resistance. Now let's go to the third line on the 30 minutes. So we are working ourselves down step by step. We're analyzing each time frame to discover support and resistance. So as you can see, we are doing this methodically. We started with monthly, weekly, daily, 4-hour, 1-hour, and now if we go to the 30-minute time frame, we see the touches here. So now we get to the orange line. The first orange line here is at 112.715 approximately, plus minus a few pips. So you can see how well adjusted it is to the candle wicks here. So it used to be support again and again, and then it became resistance. So you can see this well on the 30-minute time frame and also the 15-minute time frame. So this line is now current resistance. And then if you go to the 5-minute chart, you can see this much clearer. You can see the bounces. First it was support, and then the big drop here first time, second time, and then here third time, more like 5 or 6 times here, and then again here. This one failed to come up, and now this one is climbing. It might come up here, I'm not sure. We will just have to wait and see. So what else do we have? Then we have the 112.552 approximately. Let me change it to 52. Okay, so this one is also based on the 30-minute and hourly. You can see the touches. You can also see this on the 4-hour time frame. It's visible on the 15-minute too. You can see this big bullish candle here. Do you see it? So big bullish candle, and also several other candle wicks showing that, indicating that there are buyers in the market pushing the price up. So I'm gonna pause here and ask you, what do you think so far? Do you understand the analysis so far? Please type in the YouTube chat, say something there, just say hello or something. You have to, if you're using full screen, you can't type, so you have to get out of the full screen mode and then type in the YouTube chat. So tell me if you do understand, or if you have any questions. I'll wait for your questions to come forward before we continue, or if you don't have any questions, if everything is clear, you can say that as well. Just say that you do understand. I'll wait 1 more minute for your questions. So no questions for now. We can move on to looking at the trends also by going to the daily charts, for example. So what can you see here, people? Anything you can tell me? Okay. So on the daily chart that we are looking at right now, we see a climb, right? So let's put up a line. And you can see, so this is a trend line, right? And on this trend line, you can see price bouncing off, and then it got broken here, right? So you can see how it got broken. Let me put an arrow here. So you see it got broken. Now it doesn't mean that the uptrend is fully over, but it might continue. It might continue down here and then get support and move up, or it might turn already here and we get a new trend line. But what we know is that this trend line is broken, but still EURUSD is having higher lows, right? So still higher lows. Now let's take a look at another time frame. On the 4 hour, we see still the climbs here, and you see a pattern here, the drops and then big jumps, drops and big jumps again, and then slowly market drops, big jumps. Now lately, this time we had, since we were near a weekly resistance line, we had a indecision. Okay, we see that markets were in indecision. They were indecisive. Because it keeps going down. There is no clear trend. You know, the price is between two lines. Like you would put two lines, price is jumping up and down. So it failed to break the weekly resistance and fell. So what we can tell is that right now this support here became resistance, and we're gonna have to wait and see, will we see the market climbing up? And I think that markets are still bullish, but right now this indecision was won by the bears, the sellers in the market. So today, for example, would have been a good day for, or the past week would have been a good week for taking put options. Once the trend turns again, then it's safer to go with the trend and take call options. And we can see this on the lower time frames. Now the market hours are, the bank hours, sorry, are done for the day. It's late in Europe, at least for EURUSD. Most banks close at 1800, and it's already around 18 or 1900, depending on where you are in Europe. So as you can see, markets have slowed down. We had some volatility, and then it's slowing down now. So we have these smaller support resistance areas now on the lower time frames, and you can see this price coming up to the same levels as before. We have some big drops here, even though this is a 5-minute chart. And so I wouldn't recommend trading during these hours. It's too late to trade. We have low or varying volatility, so I wouldn't risk it. I would rather trade during the bank days. And any questions for now? Anything you have been thinking about that you need answers to about EURUSD, for example, or anything else? So wait for your questions. Anything specific? I get a question about the end of hour and start of the hour. I don't understand what you mean by end of the hour. You mean end of an hourly candle? Can you evaluate on that question, please? As you can see, this resistance here, this price is moving towards the resistance here that we drew. So price will reach here, and then we'll see if it breaks or fails and keeps going down. But right now it's moving up. I don't know what you mean by end of the hour, but what you should look at is, as I said, support and resistance. As you want to find if you want to take call options, you want to look for higher lows, you want to look for support, you want to get in on good entries, higher lows, and with the trend direction, and confirm with trend lines, confirm maybe with stochastic if you wish. And if you want to take put options, obviously you want to look for these resistance lines and go with the trend, confirm with your trend line. As you can see, if we would draw a trend line here, for example, we can see that this trend line just got broken. Now price could break this resistance and move up, and could also fail, but again the hours are pretty late now, so prices might not react as you would think. But lately I've been seeing a trend around these hours actually. I don't know if you have spotted this as well, but around this time, like 1800, which is actually around between 16 and 15, 16 and 1700 GMT. I have seen the price coming up from a low and then breaking a resistance and moving up. I've seen this happening at least like 5 or 6 times now lately, and so you have to be careful. We can take a look. The times don't match. I have minus 5 GMT on mine, so it doesn't match my own time, but we can take a look. If we would go back to previous days, we can take a look at this, and I'm sure we will find out more. See if I can find one. Kind of difficult too. In the meanwhile, you can give me questions if you have any. Yeah, there it is again. Around the same time, price jumping up. So there was one more. I'm sure you can locate more. We would look at a higher time frame, it's easier to find. Yeah, so it's here, and here we have a jump again. What you have to look for is the patterns. So the major pattern, the most obvious one, is what I mentioned already. The price climbing, coming down, climbing, coming down. And this is what it's been doing. You can see this very obviously on the 4 hour. You can draw triangles and you see the triangle breakout. But this trend lately got broken. So after the indecision, it got broken. So these are the support resistance lines I have for now. You can copy them. Do you see them clearly? So you can add it to your own charts. We can add these to your own charts. And I hope you learn from these analyzers how to put your own support resistance lines by starting on a higher time frame and counting down, going down one by one, adapting and putting up your support resistance lines. So I hope it was helpful to see me do the same thing. So if you don't have any more questions, we could wrap it up, because the most important thing was the lines and the recap on the Andrew's pitchfork. You want to see it one more time, I will show you. Again, you can watch the previous video. I've already made that clear how to draw it. And you can see your USD. If you like trading USD JPY, if you like this asset, I recommend Andrew's pitchfork. It seems to be working very well on this asset. And also watch other videos I've already uploaded. And remember, those of you who wish to learn more, you can join our Skype group. And I can teach you price action and a lot more. So we'll wrap it up for this time. I know Milos have videos to upload about currency correlation. He will upload, and he will do a live stream as well, maybe next week. And I will upload a lot of other videos I'm working on. I have a big list to cover, so hang in there. You will see more material coming up. And also don't forget to start your own trading diary in the forums of CommuniTraders. Visit the forum and become a member. It's free. Use the demo platform we have and start a diary, and we can help you. It will really be helpful to have a trading diary. Alright guys, if you don't have any questions about these support resistance lines or anything specific, we'll wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you already haven't. It will be helpful. Alright guys, see you in the Skype group. CommuniTraders Live. Out.